The team, they missed the playoffs, and no matter what team he's on, they're favorites to win their conference.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Cavaliers.
And watching Kemba Walker play, so explosive. An undersized floor general, nasty crossover. Really a scorer's mentality, maybe too much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
Kid Gilchrist against LeBron. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. There's the screen, off the screen, and the jumper is on the mark. James has got 7 points for the quarter. Great talking about Walker. You have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
5 to shoot. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Hibbert. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Hibbert's got his first 2 points. Cleveland leading by 10. 1:57 left in the third quarter. Here's LeBron. 11 points in the game. Off the screen. Fry. Good. Fry's got his second bucket.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Charlotte calls timeout. A big dip in performance here for the Hornets last year. In 2014, they were very tough to beat at home, and that was not the case in 2015.
Yeah, I mean, they struggled to string together those defensive runs at home, and in the end, that led to their less than stellar record.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Jefferson's checked in, and it's Shumpert penetrating. Fry. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Roy Hibbert picks one up.
And you know, that record for the Hornets last year at home, they ended up going 19-22, 6 fewer wins than they had in 2014 when they last made the playoffs.
And getting back to the Hornets, they were the worst shooting team in the league at home. And they have to remedy that in a hurry. Shot only 42% here last season.
They double him with Shumpert. Hansbrough, a screen on Shumpert. Hibbert at the elbow. That falls. Great assist by Ramon Sessions. Sessions has got 5 assists tonight. The Cavaliers leading by 10. Stolen by Walker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And checking out some numbers for Sessions. Last season's performance for him. He put up about 6 points per game last season. 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And frankly, I think he can play better, guys. I mean, even he would have to admit to that.
Yeah, realistically, he's going to have to step it up. I mean, that's the reality. Or he's going to start to lose those minutes.
And guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the league. Just not as consistent as he needs to be. And a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
Low block shot. Walker missing again.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list. And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Kicks it to Sessions. Hibbert with the screen. Sessions passes to Hibbert. Just 5 on the clock. For the finish, the fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Cavaliers lead by 16. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here.
I'm on some rappers pay my bill. All up on TV, I thought it made me richer. Wasn't paying me enough, I needed something quicker. So now
The Cavaliers leading by 16. We've got Zeller. Sessions out there with Jeremy Lamb. Then there's Batum, and it's Williams at the 4 spot. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Irving kicks to Smith. Kicks it out to James. Releases. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Batum dishes to Zeller. Sessions sets the pick for Zeller from outside the arc. No good from Lamb. Cleveland's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Sessions doing a nice job that time.
LeBron passes to Irving, and that one's good. And the Cavaliers lead by 20.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
And Sessions kicks to Batum. The dish to Sessions.
Well, there were a few complaints last season about how the playoff seeding was done, most notably in the Western Conference. Portland was the 4th seed for winning their division, but without that division win, would have been the 6th seed.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Williams a screen. Williams a screen on Smith. With the floater. No one near Sessions as he lets it fly. Offline from the top of the key. Into the playoffs last year with Portland being a division winner, but getting that 4th seed, that played a huge role in this conversation about playoff seeding structure. San Antonio would end up playing the Clippers in the first round, even though both had better records than the Blazers.
Kevin, no doubt it's a tricky situation. Listen, you want to reward teams for winning their division, but every so often it comes at the expense of several other teams like it did last year who just play in stronger divisions. So I think that's something that the league is going to have to look at moving forward.
Knocks it loose.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball. Another bucket added to the lead. They've been the better team in every facet.
And in my opinion, you get extra bonus points, extra eye of the beholder points when you do it the way they're doing it on the road. That's special.
6 to shoot. Lamb dishes to Williams. Misses off the right iron.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
The screen from Thompson. Irving kicks to Smith. It's stolen by Sessions. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th.
Well, with Steve Kerr and Jason Kidd both coming with no coaching experience over the last few seasons and also having success, I don't know, guys. Maybe we should throw our hat in the ring. But pretty impressive stuff.
That's not for me to do. I've already determined I don't want to coach for a paycheck, even if it is a big one.
Timeout called, Cleveland. And guys, over his first 3 seasons, no question, Jeremy Lamb has been a major disappointment. Clark, his game simply didn't seem to evolve at all over that time.
Well, that's why scouting is an inexact science. You know, he was a major piece in that James Harden trade, Kevin, a few years back, but just hasn't found the traction anticipated for him.
Walker's checked in for Charlotte. There's a good screen. Out to Smith. Second chance shot. And he connects with the jumper.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game. And on the topic of Lamb, he really has everything he needs to succeed. Great length and athleticism, was an excellent all-around jump shooter in college. For some reason, his game just hasn't translated to the NBA level yet, but I think if he can improve his motor, he's going to have an opportunity to be an impact player for a long time.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Zeller. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. He then went on to tell them he wants to use their fast break offense to its full effect, saying, we can run these guys into the ground. With the minutes ticking down and the deficit still a big one, those adjustments have to be a chance worth taking, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Zeller. Hansbrough's come in for Marvin Williams. And it's Troy Daniels in for Jeremy Lamb. And Hibbert hits them both.
And, you know, regarding Lamb's development, most scouts felt the weaknesses he did have could be ironed out over time. Well, there's still time. He needs to improve his strength, his ball handling, and his effort on defense. All things well within his control.
And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Cavaliers.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Kyrie Irving. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Jones with the screen on Walker. Passes it to McRae. Over in the corner, Williams. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for two.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quiet.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. Tristan, what was Coach's focus for this team coming into tonight's game?
Coach got after us, told us to start, we got to play defense. Just can't come here and just let them make a score opportunity. We got to play defense and get back.
Tristan, thank you. Kevin, sometimes you've just got to light the fire.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie, this dude is a composed, mature leader. Along with all that mental strength, he's got such an incredible feel for the game. He runs the floor, he passes beautifully, and he could shoot from lights out from anywhere on the court.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.